Okay, so this is a video covering 7-1 over circumference. And as we discussed in class, circumference is the distance around a circle. So it's all the way around the circle. And we learned two new words today: diameter, which is the complete distance across the circle. And we learned radius, which is just halfway across the circle. So if you take your radius and you multiply it times 2, you get the diameter. So radius is half of the diameter, or you could say that half of a diameter is a radius. But we need to know our diameter, and we need to know how to find circumference today. So you can take pi, which is this symbol right here. This is pi. And pi is represented by using 3.14. So for your purposes in math class right now, anytime you see the little symbol that looks like that, just think 3.14. And as we've talked about before, whenever you've got numbers and letters or symbols snuggling, they're multiplying. So right here, you've got pi times the diameter. So we're going to come down here and do a couple of problems real quick with the example. So for example, on this one right here, we've got circumferences all the way around, but we don't know what it is yet. They've given us the radius, so we know that halfway across is 7 meters, but we want to know the whole way across. So we know if it's 7 meters halfway across, we know it's 7 meters on the other half. So you just add those together. So we know that that is our diameter, is 14 meters. Here in example 2, they've got you writing out the formula. You can see that you're replacing the radius with the number 13 here, and then multiplying that times 3.14. They're using this right here. They're telling you to do 2 times pi times r, but really all you need to do is take that r, multiply it by 2, and whatever that is, multiply times 3.14. It's a lot easier to think of it as just pi times diameter. Okay, so for setting it up, I'm just going to tell you all right now, don't use 22 over 7. Use 3.14. It's a lot easier to work with. Sometimes 22 over 7 is useful, but it's not entirely accurate. 3.14 is much more accurate. So we're finding the circumference on each of these. So we know that circumference equals pi times the diameter. On this problem, they gave us the diameter. We went all the way across. So we're going to take 3.14 and we're going to multiply it times 5. So you're going to need to remember your rules for multiplying with decimals. So 3.14 times 5, you're going to get this right here, but you've got 2 decimal places. So we got to go 1, 2. So it's 15.7 is our circumference on this one. Okay, so that's how you set those up. I think that's enough to get us going for now. I'm going to do a couple of the homework problems real quick. Okay, so here we are with the homework. And on this first part right here, they are just asking us to determine the radius or the diameter. So remember, diameter is all the way across a circle and radius is just halfway across a circle. So on number 1, they've given us the diameter. They want us to find the radius. So we just know that this is 18 divided by 2, and half of 18 is 9. So our radius is 9 inches. So that's how you'll do those. And then let's look at number 3. Number 3 gives us the radius, but they want the diameter. We know that the diameter is all the way across, and so that means we need to double this. So we multiply it times 2, which makes it 42, which consequently is the answer to everything in the universe. If you don't know what I mean, come visit me or Mr. B. We can explain it to you. Very nerdy stuff. All right, so down here on the rest of these, I am not going to solve these, but I will help you get them set up. Now, if you're working on this homework at home, absolutely, if it was me, I would go grab a calculator and check your work. Just know that when it comes test time, you won't get a calculator. You've got to know how to multiply with decimals. So again, we're using our formula for circumference is pi times diameter. They've given us the diameter on this one, so I'm going to set it up as 3.14 times 42. Same thing on this second one, it's 3.14. This one is 11 inches in diameter, so I'm going to multiply by 11. But if you'll notice in this last one here on the far right, they've given us the radius and not the diameter, so I need to double that. So I want to go all the way across, which is going to make that 8 yards for the diameter. So I want to do 3.4 times 8. So that's how you set those up. Again, multiply them by hand. Check your work with the calculator if you're doing, especially if you're doing this at home or even in tutorials for that matter. If you've come into tutorials, check your work with the calculator. All right, so these last ones, 3.14 times 12, 3.14 times 14. And then we got another one here where they gave us the radius, not the diameter. So 9 plus 9, we're going to have 3.14 times 18.